Many people have heard the term vegan. People have talked about it in positive ways as well as negative ways, but do the positive benefits outweigh the negative benefits? A vegan is a person who only eats plant-based foods, so they do not consume anything that comes from an animal, whether that be dairy or meat. If it comes from an animal, a vegan is not going to eat it. I came across the term vegan my senior year in high school. I was struggling with acne and I did everything I could to get it to go away and it just wasn't working. My friend had introduced it to me by telling me about the vegan diet and she says it clears up acne. I was super interested, so I decided to give it a go, but I did not research enough, which I probably should have. For the month into the month of my transition into becoming a vegan, the things I've noticed right off the bat were definitely me being more tired and dizzy, and it actually got to the point where I did faint. So when I fainted, I went to the doctor, and that is when they diagnosed me with anemia. And anemia is lack of iron. It's an iron deficiency. And they actually sent my lab in as a critical lab, and I was at risk for a blood transfusion. I had told them what I was eating, and they said, no, you need iron, and iron is found in meat. So I had to cut the vegan diet and go back to what I was doing to try and get the iron that I was lacking. Even though I had faced negative effects from the vegan diet, I was still interested because it seemed to have worked for everyone else. So I did more research and I read more articles. One article I did come across was Medical News Today, and they talked about the positive benefits of having a vegan diet. So one of the benefits is that it decreases the risk of consuming harmful animal fats. And harmful animal fats are linked to diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, heart disease, and who wants that? So animal fats also transfer industrial cancer-linked toxins from their environment. And if you do not consume these harmful animal fats, you're at lower risk. So vegans are at lower risk because they don't eat meat. But then I came across another article from the Insider to give me a different perspective. And they talked about a nutritionist her name is Kelsey Conroe, and she's from the Insider. And she talks about the risks of having the vegan diet. And one of the risks are improper meal planning. And I can relate to that because I can vouch for myself and tell you that I did not properly meal plan when I was trying to become a vegan, and the effects were not positive. She talks about if you're not properly meal planning, then you can become a junk food vegan. And a junk food vegan is basically vegans who only eat junk food that are vegan certified. They eat processed foods and packaged foods, and they're not always filled with nutrition. So instead of eating vegetables and fruit, they'll go for a vegan cookie or vegan chips, and it's not always giving you the nutrition that you need. She talks about some of the deficiencies that you can face by being a vegan, and some of the deficiencies are B12, iodine, zinc, protein, calcium, fatty acids, and so that's stuff that you lack when you are a vegan, and you're going to have to find different ways to get the deficiencies that you are lacking. This one person I talked to, her name is Kia Svensson, and she was a vegan for 2 months. And she told me that not only it was inconvenient for her to be a vegan, but she didn't do enough research, and she found that it wasn't really working for her. Not that she said she experienced any negative effects, but the positive effects she didn't really think outweighed what she was doing originally. So she also said she loves Chick-fil-A, and it was a really hard thing to do. But her purpose for doing it was for discipline purposes. So another risk that the nutritionist from the Insider talked about, spoke about, if you're not getting those vitamins, then there's that risk of maintaining a healthy immune system, and that's super important. As long as having energy levels, and those vitamins do protect against nerve damage. So if you're not getting that, then you are at risk for not having the protected nerve damage, and there is hair loss and nerve damage. So that is the vegan diet. It's up to you. Does the positive benefits outweigh the negative benefits?